Welcome to Loadmaster's video training on how to use a listing command in order entry for revenue reporting. Loadmaster has many standard revenue reporting options that can be found under the Dispatch Revenue Reports submenu. Today we'll explore how to use the listing command to obtain revenue-like reports using your own order search criteria. To begin, let's look at the order entry screen and search for records that delivered since the beginning of the month. First, click the Search Command button. Then use the greater than symbol and the equal sign and a date. And check the delivery status. In our example, we're using greater or equal than June 1st, 2009. This search will return us a subset of records, the total number of which is in the bottom right-hand corner of the status bar. Now we are ready to look at the listing command to see how to turn those records into a revenue-like report. Click the listing button. You'll see a large number of column headings. These columns represent the order data, including items such as order number, revenue code, location, and customer information. Also included in the available column data is data from other parts of the system and calculations using the order data. In this example, we have included columns for freight charge, also known as line haul amount. This is the charge without any accessorial or other charge amounts. Charge codes. This is a list of charge codes that were used on the order as other charge. Other charges is the total of all accessorial charges, including fuel surcharges. Fuel surcharge is those accessorial charges where the other charge code is flagged as a fuel surcharge. Total charges are the freight charge plus other charges. Now we have some columns that are calculations. Freight charge per loaded distance is the freight amount divided by the total loaded miles. Fuel surcharge per billed distance is the other charges marked as a fuel surcharge divided by the number of order billing miles. Freight charge per total distance is the line haul amount divided by all movement miles. Total charges per total distance is the total order amount divided by all movement miles. Those calculations are based on some distance amounts for the order. The first is the billed distance as represented on the order record. The next is the loaded move distance. This is the amount of loaded movement miles the order traveled. This can be more than the billed miles, as it will account for orders where a Y-split might have occurred, and all loaded movements would be totaled. The empty move distance would be all empty movements associated with an order. This would include multiple empty movements and would be based on the dispatch control file setting if those movements were tied to the front or back of the order. Another calculation is the empty percentage. This is the number of empty miles divided by the total miles multiplied by 100. Some additional data that is not found directly on the order record but can be useful in reporting has been included. We have both shipper and consignee actual arrival and departure dates and times. Also, there are fields for tractor, trailer, and driver of the pickup and delivery equipment. If there was not a Y-split on the order, then these equipment values would be the same. Finally, for orders that have been brokered, there are columns for pickup and delivery carrier code, a column for override pay, which is the amount established to pay the carrier, and a column for extra pay, which is be any extra pay records associated to this order. With this much data, configuration of the data is important in order to save time. The config command allows a user to select which columns to be selected in a listing, and also the size and width, and whether the data should be left, right, or center justified. Here we see a listing configuration screen. Those fields that are checked will be included in the listing. Each field has an approximate width as well as an alignment choice. There are many additional fields that are not selected in this particular saved configuration. Once a user has a listing configuration they like, use the save command and give that a name. This way, the user can use the config command and select a save configuration name to return the listing to a desired look. By providing the reporting data in the listing, a user now has the ability to choose the report filtering options using the order search command. The next step is to do a listing command and choose the appropriate saved configuration. From there, the listing can be sent directly to a printer or saved as an Excel file for further manipulation. Thank you for watching our training video on how to use the order entry listing command as a revenue report.